Welcome. Hi, it's Marni Bellezito here, and I'm going to take you through the exact framework to make yourself absolutely highly magnetic to attract the ideal reality that you have in mind. I'm going to take you through some whiteboard work today as well, so stick around and you'll see the exact framework. Most people think that magnetism is something that is about the external world, in how they're perceived from the world, in how they present themselves externally to the world. The truth is, magnetism is all about your internal state. And the more that we are focused on embodying and attuning and aligning ourselves to a state that is highly magnetic to our desires, the more we start to see reality rearrange itself around us. I'm going to show you right now how this actually works. Your state is who you are being most of the time. It is your primary based vibration. The vibration is energy in motion. So we call that energy in motion your frequency. The art of manifestation, the art of creating your desired reality and shifting your state to one that actually elevates and matches your desired reality. Because in just about in every case that I've worked with clients, they always want a higher state of vibration. They want a higher state of reality. No one's asking for a lower state. So the key is to be shifting to a higher state so you are a higher frequency. That higher frequency, it matches a higher reality, which is the outcomes, events, people, experiences that you desire. The frequency is the energy that you are emitting, which connects to the reality that you are living right now, because it is the base vibration. Psychologists will call this your self-concept. The Kabbalists will call it your vessel. Performance psychology refers to this as your identity. Mindset work also refers to this as your identity. Eastern philosophy, mystics, spirituality, they all refer to this as your self or state of being. The Hermetics will refer to this as your mental state. Whatever lens you are looking at this from, everything points back to the state that you have. Whatever terminology you are using, whatever you relate to, that's for you. That it doesn't matter what you call it. Ultimately, it's all the same thing. It's who you are being most in this current time, or being most of the time. In order to shift our state, we have to be focusing on the 3 C's. I'm going to go through that next. In order to shift our state, we have to focus on shifting our frequency. How you can elevate your own level of magnetism so you become a magnet for all the things that you want in life. Now, I want to clarify this. I am very, very, very convicted when I say this. I am here to not be speaking to you from an element of fluff or woo, as they put it. I really am here to speak with intelligence and with concepts that I've taken from mysticism, from psychological performance, from 28 years of working with high performance executives, CEOs, the best of the best, working for billion-dollar brands, being a multiple award winner myself, and knowing what it actually takes to be a high performer. And the high performers I've worked with, coached, and mentored over that 28 years. So I am talking to you from an evidence-based perspective. I am bringing the psychology aspect of what it takes to be a high performer, with also understanding the mystical side of life, the frequency side of life, how everything actually is energy and everything is about your energy and your self-mastery. And I'm going to be sharing a series of frameworks with you so you can have a perspective shift and elevate into your desired reality. The first framework I want to share with you today is what I call the 3 C's you go through to actually get to your desired reality. Go over to my whiteboard here.
I'm going to show you the exact framework that I use with my 6 to 9 figure entrepreneurs, high achievers, high performers, the top 1% leaders. This is the exact framework, the basis of some of the work that they are using this framework to get their desired reality. The 3 C's are very, very important, and I'm going to share them in a 3-step process. The first part of our framework, step 1, is concentration. Most people are completely unaware and completely unconscious of where their attention is going. Your attention is a complete asset. It is one of your most important currencies that you have. The more you focus your attention on negative situations and thoughts that are on your mind, and you're almost feeling stuck or stuck in a loop. Most people feel stuck in a loop, or they feel that they have this invisible ceiling that they can't overcome and get to the next level, to their desired reality. The first part of the framework is so crucial because most people, as I mentioned, they're unconscious and unaware of it. You're here today for a reason, because you've already started to feel a draw to this information. So that tells me that there is a higher level of conscious awareness. And because you haven't quite reached that desired reality, desired outcome that you are seeking, it means that we need to really be focusing on how we reframe this. Before I can get into how we reframe this, I need to show you the next step so you understand how this all comes together. Whatever we are focusing our concentration on is absolutely impacting our conviction. And when I use conviction, conviction is the power force, which actually is emotion in motion, at a high intensity rate. Conviction is intense emotion. I've had clients before ask me, every thought that they're having, does that mean that they're going to be manifesting or creating that into their desired reality? The answer to that is no. The answer to that is, it is the dominant thoughts. It is dominant thoughts that are loaded with the intense energy. Dominant thoughts will always have a dominant emotion attached to them. That is the science of it. That's how it works. So your dominant thought will always have a charged emotion. Think of it this way. If you are not worried about something, you probably wouldn't be thinking about it. It just wouldn't come to mind. But the more a person worries about an outcome that is not a desired outcome, not their desired reality, it is loaded and charged with emotions such as fear, worry, doubt, concern. The list could go on. There could be anger, frustration, apathy. The list can go on. They are lower frequencies. So when I talk to you about lower frequencies, what I'm referring to is there is an emotional scale of emotions. So where the energy of your emotion is. Now, we're not going to get too detailed into this today, and I will share this in future episodes. But right now, the more intensified lower emotions are sitting on this lower scale of the emotional scale. And they are, whether people realize it or not, the more that they are loaded and charged, emotionally charged, the more convicted these emotions become. So most people believe that conviction is something that is, oh, that person is incredibly passionate about this. And there is absolute truth in that. However, many people, in fact, most people who are not seeing their reality shift to their desired reality, have conviction in the absolute wrong areas of their life. They have it in the areas that are with their dominant thoughts that are attached to these emotions, and hence why creation itself, the universe, the life force of creation, will continuously always go to the path of least resistance and find the state that you're in that continuously matches these emotions. So it will continuously reflect back to you a reality, experiences, people, events, occurrences that will elevate these emotions. So how do we change that? We have to change our point of concentration. This is where it all begins. The 3 C's. If you take anything away from this video, take away the 3 words I'm going to share with you, because this will change your life. Before I get to the 3rd step, we must change our point of concentration. Your state, think of it this way, your state is the accumulation of thoughts and emotions which led to events and circumstances that have created what you have today, but they are all in a time lag. All of these experiences, thoughts, and emotions are from the past. And because they are from the past, you are experiencing your reality, your life right now, based on past decisions, past actions, past thoughts, emotions, which have accumulated to who you are today. However, who you are today is in your power, because when you change the direction your concentration is going, so you are changing yourself from focusing on things that are bringing you the lower frequencies of emotions, and you are instead focusing on emotions that are of a higher caliber, so a higher frequency, a higher state, joy, bliss, happiness, freedom, love, fulfillment, excitement. The list can go on. There are an array of emotions that are sitting in this higher echelon of the emotional scale. The truth is, if we are focused more so on this, we start to see the world differently. The way we look at things change. And hence, because the way we look at things change, the things that we see look different. and then your reality starts to shift. How to get things to happen at a quicker pace. The third part of the framework, and that is certainty. Certainty is the absolute, unequivocal, unmatched, undeniable state, the most important element that attracts your desired reality. Majority of the world, the masses, are living in the state of uncertainty, and hence why they are experiencing experiences that keep reflecting scarcity, loss, fear, overwhelm, and continuous. I could have an array, a list of experiences and emotions that fit into that category. Certainty is the game changer. And for certainty to actually exist in your state, you must change the direction of your concentration. You must focus on the emotions and thoughts, because the thoughts are leading to the emotions. However, it's, as I mentioned before, it's the charged emotion from the dominant thoughts. It's about flicking the switch so your dominant thoughts are now sitting to your desired reality. I will share more of this as we get into further episodes, so you'll want to subscribe to my channel, because there is much more to come on this topic, in particular in each of these categories as well, so you get a deeper understanding. The 3 C's, this is an overview. The 3 C's will help you get to a level of certainty. So then you start to take action and move with a level of certainty that it's inevitable. Your future, it's no longer about your future. It's already your reality now. It's that type of certainty that you already are. You already are abundance, conviction. You already are prosperity, love. Now you already are experiencing the emotions that you have seen attached to, for example, wealth creation, happiness, great relationships. You are already in this experience now. Your certainty is the key. That is what is going to drive this. But your conviction, that is what supercharges this. And wherever your concentration is, your conviction and certainty will be a direct correlation of that. Now, if your concentration is on the negative, lower frequency, lower emotional scale, you will be certain in that area. You will be certain that your life is filled with scarcity. You will not name it as scarcity. You will just believe it's hard to make money. Money's difficult to come by, bills, all of the things, all of the heavy burdens and weights that you carry. It is because you have been concentrating on the more negative aspects of your life. And because you keep continuously going through those thoughts over and over again, you've built conviction. You've developed your conviction muscle in the wrong area. And hence you built certainty. That certainty is that things are hard for you. You're not lucky. Other people have luck. Rich people are bad people. All of these skewed perceptions because the concentration has been in the wrong area. Now, it's not your fault. There is more of a reason for why this happens. However, all I want you to do today is to focus on the 3 C's today and every day. Come back and rewatch this video so it lands. The deeper this lands, you really want to feel this viscerally, the more of a shift you're going to experience.
Now, here's the truth. The more certain that you become that life is hard and making money is hard and attracting clients is difficult, attracting the love of your life is hard, and being a popular, enchanting, magnetic person is hard, and that's not who you naturally are, the more that you affirm and convict that that is your absolute reality, the more certain you become. The key here is to flip the script. And you may think that that's hard. And if you believe that that's hard, then that is the outcome you will have. It will be hard for you. The idea is to release the feeling of it being hard and giving yourself permission to allow yourself to receive all the prosperity and abundance and joy and passion and love and happiness and all of the good things that the universe and life have to offer you. Back to the three C's framework, where your concentration is and where your conviction stands, that charged emotion will determine your certainty. And if you are someone who is constantly second guessing themselves and doubting themselves, you are constantly in the state of uncertainty, which is also a point of attraction for a life that is volatile and uncertain. So things take time, they're slow, they may not, highly likely not come into your reality, and you keep living the same loop over and over again. That is why it is crucial and imperative to work and refine on the three C's until you become a mastermind at elevating and controlling your own frequency.